Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you the tutorial for how to make the really fun confetti wall hanging that I created. Down below you'll find the link directly to the pattern. And so this is just a quick tutorial to explain to you how to get the yarn onto your rod. Right now I'm using a bamboo skewer because I'm just trying to make a small swatch or sample, but what I used in the original pattern was just a dowel rod that you could find at a hardware store or like a Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's or anything like that. I even think that they sell these dowel rods at Walmart in the craft section. So super simple, just get your rod, your hook called for in the pattern, and whichever yarn you're using, and let's get started. So we'll begin by attaching this, and we're working in multiples of 2. So you'll take your slip knot, hold this, and again you're just going to kind of have to figure out how it feels right in your hands. Okay, so there we've attached one. Our working yarn is over on this side, so you're going to reach under, hook that yarn, pull it back up, then yarn over and pull through both of those loops. So reach, pull it back up, pull through both of those loops. We're just doing single crochets. So reach under like that. And it does feel really weird holding the stick because normally you'd be holding like your tail. And it feels weird too with a bigger rod, but hopefully you can see. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. I'm going to go to 12. Let me count, see. And this is going to get twisted as you're working on it depending on the length, so just be prepared for that. So I'm going to count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I guess I'll go to 14. 14 at 13, so that's 14. And I would encourage you just to double check just to make sure. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so we've got 14. Now we're going to get this untangled. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chain up 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then turn our work. And just make sure that everything's kind of facing up. So then in the second chain from the hook, you're going to insert, yarn over, draw up a loop. Then in the chain below that, you're going to insert, yarn over, draw up a loop. So you've got 3. Now here in the very first stitch, you're going to insert, draw up a loop. Now we've got 4. And in the next one, insert, draw up a loop. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, pull through all 5 of those loops, and then chain 1. And what you've just done is created a star stitch. So now if you look right here, it looks like there's kind of like an eye. So we've got 1 loop on the hook. You insert your hook into that eye, yarn over and draw up a loop. And right here, in this space, you're just going to insert, yarn over, draw up a loop. You got 3. Now right here below that, insert, draw up a loop, 4, and in the next stitch, do that. Got 5, yarn over, pull through all. Sometimes you're gonna lose it. It's all right, just grab it. Got all of them. Okay, yarn over, you're chaining 1, so now we've got 2 star stitches. Just do the same thing. Into the eye, in between the first and second stitch, now into that stitch below, and now into the next stitch. Bearing in mind you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 5, leaving 1 on your hook, chain 1, and just do the star stitch repeat all the way across. Once you finish that last star stitch, you're going to chain 1, and then you will finish the row with a double crochet in your very last stitch. And again, because it's right on the rod, it'll be just a little tight, but you can get it in there. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and turn, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That's going to count as a double crochet. And then as we're traveling across, right in the eye, so that little spot right there, we're going to place 1 double crochet in each of those. So just right into the eye, you're going to place 1 double crochet into each. Make sure that you are going into the eyes of the stitches. and then you'll skip that last stitch and go into, skip a stitch and then go into the very last stitch with just a double crochet. Turn, and you can kind of make adjustments to it as you're excuse me, moving along. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3 in the second chain from the hook, next chain, the bottom, like that first initial stitch, into the next one, for a total of 5 loops on our hook. Chain 1, in that eye stitch, you're going to yarn over, draw up a loop in between those 2 stitches, yarn over, draw up a loop, next stitch, and the next one, for a total of 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, draw through all 3, chain 1. I'm going to zoom in just for a second to work this stitch so you can see what I'm doing a little bit more clearly. Again, it's kind of like you're working down the stitches and you kind of create this little swoop. Continue on down your row, just creating those star stitches. Once you get to your last star stitch, do your chain 1 to close it. And then in the top of the turning chain, you're just going to work a double crochet. And then your next row is just going to be the chain 3 and then double crochets into the eyes of each. So the repeat of the pattern is a row of star stitches, a row of double crochets, a row of star stitches, until you either get to the length that's in the pattern or to your desired length. You can make it shorter or longer, whichever you prefer. And once you do that, I'll meet you back here and I'll explain to you how I added the fringe. All right, so once your project is the length that you desire it to be, you have 2 options. You can just leave it and let it be more of like a dangling piece and then add your fringe, or you can do what I did and go ahead and add another rod at the bottom. I just think it kind of mixes it up and gives it, I don't know, just a little bit different of a look. But again, this is preference. You don't have to add this rod. You could just let it be normal, but I wanted to show you. You want to be sure to end your weaving if you're going to add the rod on the double crochet row, and then just like we did in the beginning, we're going to just single crochet over the piece. So you're going to insert your hook into the stitch, go under the rod, draw it up, and just single crochet like that. And again, it's gonna feel weird because it's not normal to hold a rod and yarn and everything and a hook. So just like that. And just continue along with your single crochets over the rod, and even kind of play around with like how you hold things. Like maybe there's a better way where it doesn't feel kind of not as wonky. See, even me, I'm just like, ugh, this just doesn't feel natural. Bring it back up and then yarn over, and that's what gives it that secure. So again, under, yarn over, draw up that loop, and then yarn over to secure it onto the rod. Three more stitches, not rows. Almost done. All right, and then one last one into that turning chain, and you're done there. Okay. So since we're going to be adding fringe, I just want this tail to almost kind of be like the length of the fringe. So we'll just let it dangle down. That way it's one less end we've got to weave in. Okay, so this is a mini wall hanging, obviously. Still super cute though if you had like a desk, like a little desk place you could put it. All right, so the way that I did this, if you look at this, here you've got your star stitches. And then right here, you've got kind of these up-down spots, right, of perfect little loops where you can put something in there. So at the base of the double crochets is where we're going to add fringe. So obviously we don't want the fringe to be like super long because we do want to be able to see some of those star stitches. So let's see, about right. Well, we could do it a little shorter. Granted, this is a mini wall hanging, so you just kind of eyeball it, okay? And what I do is I move this over to the side so you can see. I just take that initial piece and I use that kind of as my guide to cut the rest of them. And it's all right if they're like a little uneven. You can always go back and haircut and all that stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna do a few just to show you. So we'll take our little strings, and here's how I like to do it. Go to that spot. Well, let's see if we can do it. You're gonna take it and you're not gonna go this way. We're gonna go this way because the look is a little bit better. And take those pieces and just kind of pull them through like that. And it adds a little bit of fringe. Just try to make it even if you can. So again, we'll do it here on another spot. Just pull it through, okay. Take those two pieces, just kind of pull them tight. Another spot Get that hook in there, kind of put them like that. Ah! It's going to be easier with longer strings, obviously. But I just wanted to show you like proportionally how you would want to add your fringe on so as not to cover up your cool little star stitches. Alright, so as you can see, the fringe is just a fun little extra detail. Now the yarn that I used that you'll see on the blog is the wool from We Are Knitters, and it is just a fabulous yarn. In fact, I've got the wall hanging right here next to me. Let me just show you so you can see the texture of it. But it's just a fun, sprinkly yarn. And obviously, the fringe is a lot longer. This is a lot thicker of a yarn, so you use a lot larger hook. But I just love the colors that is in it. And as you can see, I used a bigger rod. And then, of course, you've got those stitches going across the side. So if I were to kind of zoom you back, you can see it's a lot of fun. I just love how it looks in this big thick yarn. So if you don't want to get this yarn, you could still use like Lion Brand's Woolies Thick and Quick. That's very comparable to this yarn. You're just gonna have the Woolies Thick and Quick has that 2-ply spin in it, so you'll have that kind of extra detail, whereas this is more smooth because it's just spun single like that. But I hope you like this tutorial, and I hope you please subscribe to the channel for more free patterns and things that you'll find on the blog. And also too, I do have a Patreon where I give exclusive patterns, and just for $1 a month you get access to the PDF, and then for $5 a month you get access to the PDF and the video tutorial, and that goes for all the designs that I've done on Patreon. So past designs and then future designs. Just for $1 a month you can get the PDF, which is even cheaper than the ad-free patterns on the blog. So yeah, you can check that out. I'll link it down below. Please make sure you turn on post notifications so that you don't miss any of the video tutorials, and tag me on Instagram and Facebook if you do wind up making a confetti wall hanging. I would love to see it. And we also have a community tag called YHN Makers that you can follow too to see different people's things. And so yes, I hope you guys have an awesome day. I hope you have fun making your wall hanging, and I'll see you guys in the next video.